Hello, dear friends. This is Grandma Jeannie. Welcome back to my workshop. As I've been doing lately, I want to say hello to some of my co-creators. This time I've got them written down. I want to make sure to get their name right. The first is Diamond Art with Dawn, who does a lot of creating things. Second is Glamma Leith. And the third is Nunya Business. Now, all three of these are co-creators of mine. So I hope you'll check out their videos. So hello to all of you, and especially to them. I appreciate you guys following, liking, and commenting. I'm still working on these sweet little J-line houses. Wait till you see what we're doing tonight. To catch you up and bring you up to date, I am working on restoring 2 vintage metal dollhouses. These dollhouses were made in the 1940s, and they were made by the J-line Toy Company. I have already given them a thorough but gentle cleaning, and I have also done a little bit of straightening. There are a few little places that were bent. We're ready to paint these houses. Here's the basics of painting. I have a palette. Mine was a cutting board, and I've covered it with freezer paper so that after a while I can just rip that off and throw it away, and now I don't have to worry about washing it. I've got some paint brushes and some paint. I'm going to start with some white, some brown, and I've got also a little bit of green here in case I need it, and some black in case I need it. These houses don't need a lot of paint, but I always start doing the white, or I always call this dollhouse white, because this isn't really a bright white. It's usually a yellow, depending on how much it's discolored through the years. And you can see there are several spots here that need to be done. So to mix up my dollhouse white, I'll put some white on my palette and maybe a little bit of brown. Sometimes I have to add a little black or even a little bit of green. And I'll mix it up on my palette and see how close my match is. You need to remember that this is acrylic paint. I buy it at Walmart or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or even on Amazon.com. Sometimes I get big bottles, sometimes I get little bottles. Always shake it up when you're ready to use it. And what you mix up on your palette will darken a little bit when you put it on your piece. So if it doesn't exactly match the first coat, that's okay. We're probably going to do several coats. I have also already sanded these that felt kind of thickly corroded. They've already been sanded down. So I did that on a separate video. So look for that, or let me know if you want to see that video. So one of the techniques I use is to kind of thin that paint out with my fingers a little bit. And sometimes just spreading it out, you can fill in some of those little tiny brown spots just by putting a little paint and dabbing it off. Now this color is a little bit light, but when you have a spot that's that dark, it's going to take a couple of coats. So the first coat or two, I'm not quite as concerned about the color, but each layer of paint I put on there, I'll color correct that a little bit to make it match a little bit better. And then by the time I put my third coat or final coat on, whatever, how many it takes, it should be about the right color. That is getting there. And another technique is sometimes I'll add a little drop of water to the paint on my palette just to thin that out a little bit. And maybe my last coat would be a thinner coat. I'm going to repeat this process for all of these little spots that are white or supposed to be white on this whole house on every single piece. I'll let you watch a few minutes and then I'll probably do the rest off of camera. I got the dollhouse white done and it looks a lot better than it did. Now my goal on these houses is to restore them. I like to make them look as original as I can, get them back to the way they were when they were new. Obviously, when you look at it, you might see there is a little paint that I've added, but it looks so much better than it did. It looks well maintained. But if I don't like it, since this is acrylic paint, it's easy enough to wipe that off and start over. Now, in real life, this looks just a little bit light. So as I think about it, I may darken that up just a little bit. But it looks a lot better than it did when they had that big black spot. Next, I'm going to do the red. And this is kind of an orangish red. So I'll mix some of that up and see if I can get a good match on that. There's just a few little spots. You probably can't even tell. But right there on the corner, there's a little bit that should have been that red, and there's a few other little spots. There's a scratch here that I'll try to get filled in. I put a few drops of paint out here, the colors I think I might need. Maybe you're surprised to see brown, but brown has become my secret weapon on these dollhouses. A lot of these colors are more muted from back in the day than they would be today, so if you add a little brown, it makes it match that vintage color. I always just start with some small dots and then I add more to when I see what color I actually need. I've got it mixed up and I think it's a pretty good match. So once I think I've got it, I'll try it on here. And you probably can't see, but it is a good match. Remember, it will dry a little darker. So now let me touch up those little bitty spots that I just mentioned. And I'll look at every single piece. I want to show you another technique. On this window, I replaced that white. And when I did, I lost some of the detail from those red curtain lines. I have found if I use these alcohol markers, I love them because, let me show you what they look like. They look like this. So they have lots and lots of colors. So it makes it very, very nice. So these alcohol markers work very well. I can get a good color match and then I can use that to fill in those detail lines and replace them. I finished the Dollhouse white and I finished the red. I moved on to pink, and I actually started this last night. I don't know if you recall, but this was badly stained or damaged, had missing paint, and it's looking a lot better. So we're going to continue to work on the pink, which is also, let's see, I think this piece is about done with pink, but I think this one needs a little bit here on the front. So let's get some mixed up. On my palette, I've got red and off-white and brown, which has helped tone that down, and a little dab of blue is what I used when I mixed that up last night. So another word of suggestion is to divide your white and put it out here, and that keeps this white clean for future reference. And then I want just a little bit of red, and to get just a little bit of red, I dab my brush in there and then I tap it to the side. And when most of it's tapped off, I mix it there into my red, which helps me to get a nice pink. I'm going to add a little brown to that to mute that down using that same technique of dabbing it in, dabbing it off, and then mixing it up. So when I dab a little of that pink on here, I can see it's going to come out a little light. Remember, it will dry darker, but I think that's still too light. I'm going to add a little bit more of everything to it except white. I finally got a good match. I decided that this had just a little bit of peach color to it, so I added a little bit of orange, and I think we've got a pretty good match. Now, since this area is small and kind of separate from this, I think I'm just going to paint this whole stripe down here with that new color. As you know, I don't mix up very much paint at one time, but as I need to make more, it's easier to match that color because now I'll mix it here on the same wet spot and I'll match the color that's on this wet spot. So I'll use those same colors, some of my white, a little bit of red that I'll tap off, and some brown, and a little bit of that orange to make it a little bit of that peachy color. And then when it matches the dot on here, I know it will also match my house. I have the painting done on both of these houses. And look, you can look on my palette and you can see that the most recent colors I used, I did a lot of pink and purple. And these are the ones that were the most damaged. This had a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if I have a good before picture or not to share with you. And the other one, this one had a large spot out here that I was able to replace that pink and blue and make it look a lot better again. Please come back and see the next installation of this restoration. And remember, Grandma Jeannie loves you.